So let's talk about AI. We're all using it more and more, right? From chatbots to tools that help us with research. But as powerful as these things are, we've got to admit, they're not always reliable. And that whole reliability thing, it's one of the biggest conversations happening in tech right now. So what's really going on inside the machine? Let's break it down.
I'm sure you've seen this happen. You ask a chatbot a question, maybe for a fact or source, and it comes back with an answer that is so confident and so completely spectacularly wrong. Inventing historical events, making up fake legal cases, or just spewing out total nonsense. The real question is, why? Why does it do that?
Well, this weird, unreliable behavior actually has a name. It's called an AI hallucination. And today, we're going to break down exactly what that means, why it happens, and, most importantly, how we might be able to fix it, all by looking at this one key diagram.
Okay, so let's get the definition straight. Hallucination risk is just the official term for when an AI makes up false or unverified info and presents it like it's a stone-cold fact. And this isn't just some minor bug. It's a fundamental safety problem that really makes it hard to trust these systems.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting when you look at the diagram. See, the problem isn't just one thing, it's two sides of the same coin. On the left, you've got the hallucination risk itself, right? That's the errors, the made-up stuff. But look over on the right, and you see something just as critical, the lack of a reference data set. The AI literally has no source of truth to check its own work against. Right, so you've got these two big problems feeding into each other, and that brings us straight to the real heart of the issue. Let's peel back one more layer and figure out what's causing all this chaos in the first place. Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is this. The AI has no map. Seriously. Imagine asking someone for directions in a city they've literally never seen before. They might try to piece together some street names that sound right, but they've got no real-world reference. And what happens? You get totally lost. That's exactly what's happening inside the AI. And this diagram just nails that point perfectly. Look right there in the middle. The root cause is spelled out for us. No reference. That one single point of failure is what causes all the instability and all the errors. It's not that the AI is trying to lie to you, it's just lost. It has no map. Okay, so if the big problem is that the AI is lost, what's the solution? Well, what if we could actually give it that map? What if we could build a system that gives it a reliable, verifiable point of reference? That's where things start to get really promising. So, one potential solution comes in two steps. Step one, you create what's called a vector-positioned reference. Just think of this as meticulously drawing that perfect, detailed map. And step two, you implement a validation system. This is like giving the map a compass and a GPS, so you can always check that you're on the right path. So how does this actually work in practice? Well, it boils down to three really cool ideas. First, you've got reference coordinates. This gives every single piece of information its own unique address, like a specific GPS coordinate for data. No more guessing. Second, there's deterministic mapping, which creates a solid, predictable road to get to that correct address, every single time. And finally, you have pass-fail validation. Think of this as the bouncer at the door. Is the answer at the right address? Yes, you're in. No, you're out. It just removes all the guesswork. And the difference this makes, it's night and day. On one side, you have the old way, unpredictable, unstable, prone to making stuff up. But on the other side, with this new system, you get predictable mapping, a clear yes or no check for accuracy, and a real foundation for reliability. You're basically swapping out total chaos for perfect, predictable order. Okay, so what does this all lead to? What's the end game here? It's not just about making fewer mistakes. It's about fundamentally changing how we interact with AI by building a system we can actually genuinely trust. What you end up building with this process is something called a reference corpus. Now, don't let the fancy name fool you. A corpus is just a big, organized collection of information. In this case, it's a super reliable, validated library of truth that the AI can always go back to. It's its source of ground truth. And now, let's just step back and look at the whole picture. It's all right here. You can see the entire journey from top to bottom. We started at the top with the problem, the hallucinations and the lack of a reference. Then we moved to the center to find the root cause, that no reference. And then we followed the path down to the solution, creating a reference and validation system that, in the end, builds that trusted reference corpus. It's a complete, elegant roadmap for a safer AI.
You know, if there's one single idea you take away from all this, it should be this one right here. For the longest time, everyone just thought the answer was more data. Just throw more and more data at it to make it smarter. But this approach suggests something totally different. The key isn't just more data. It's the right data structured in the right way. And that really leaves us with a pretty mind-blowing thought, doesn't it? I mean, for all the incredible things AI can do right now, even with all its flaws, just imagine what becomes possible when we take away the risk of it getting lost. If we can give AI a perfect, reliable map to human knowledge, what new territories in science, in medicine, in creativity could we finally and confidently explore together?